Okay, the next carving we're going to do is a simple boot. And I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible for beginners and those that want to learn about carving. And as you can see, I've cut the pattern out. This is, once again, basswood. But I've cut the pattern out with a bandsaw. And it's a fairly simple project. In fact, it's very, very simple. And all we're going to do basically is round it out. This is a good beginner's project for anyone that would like to just sort of get involved in wood carving or do. And the first step of this, as we start off, of course, is to start rounding off the figure. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start rounding off the figure like this on both sides. I'm just going to round that off a little bit, and in front. I work, as you know, as I said before, I work around the figure itself. I don't do one area at a time. I work around the figure because we want to round off this boot, and then we'll get more with the detail and work from there. This is the reason I presented this project, is this is a very simple one. It just is sort of a rounding off project in such a way that you can do. And there you go. Start rounding off that on those sides. And the reason that I don't just rely on one particular area to cut at one time is because as I cut around the figure itself or around whatever I'm doing, and I can kind of look you know, sort of visualize the roundness and those things that go with it. So as you can see, we're already starting to take a little shape on this boot. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to make these cuts like this. I've got a little bit different angle, as you can see, with the camera this time. Last time I had it hang, but this time I'm going to round it off just a little bit where the camera is sort of looking down upon the carving, because I know a lot of you last time had asked that, well, we really didn't get to see a lot of what was being done. But this way you can see a whole lot better what I'm doing. Okay, as you can see, I'm starting to round off the figure. Now what I'm going to do here, and I'm going to start bringing this sort of to a point as the boot is shaped. See what I'm doing? I'm sort of bringing that figure, the edge of the boot right here, to a point, because of course the boot it will come up, and see that? See what I'm doing? Okay. Now I'm going to come down below here and sort of work on this bottom piece here. You see what I'm doing? I'm bringing the boot part, or the bottom part of this boot, as you can see, sort of to a point. Because the boot, as you remember, thins off as it gets toward the bottom. Okay, you see what I'm doing? See that? See how I'm bringing that more? Rounding off the bottom part of the boot itself. Like I said, this is not a difficult project. This is more of a rounding off type project that you can very easily do. You can get the patterns from, I took this pattern from a book by Larry Green called Carving Boots and Shoes. And it's a good little project that just just an afternoon or a weekend project that looks good. As you can see, I'm not going to answer that. I don't know who in the world that is. Anyway, as you can see now, if you just let it ring, eventually they'll let go. Alright, you see what we're doing here? See, we're already, that boot is starting to take shape. Already it's starting to, and just a few little cuts here and there, and round it off, that boot is starting to take shape now. Okay. Come here in the bottom. Look at that, see? Said it's already beginning to take shape, already starting to look more like a boot. When you carve, the main thing is, you know, a lot of people want to work on detail and everything like that, but it's not necessary to work on detail until you actually get the figure rounded off a little bit. Then you can work on your detail, and you can work on any special things that you have or whatever you don't have. Okay, now we're going to round this off a little bit on the bottom here. Come in a little bit like that.